Dum, du-du-du-du-du-du-dum. Dum, du-du-du-du-du-dum-dum-dum-dum. Ta-da! Boink. Anyway, that was a sound check, by the way. It was not me going crazy, although you usually can quite easily do both. So, in general, if my phone will wake up, please wake up. Please don't die on me. Uh, there is a slight problem. Oh no, it's fine. Is it? That was quite strange and unfortunate and not expected at all. No, no, it should be just fine. I mean, Android is quite resilient. It's not some freaking iPhone or whatever. Mac system, iOS, yes. It's iOS, iOS, yes. IO, yes. No, no, absolutely not. Anyway, what I want to watch is Infi against Moon, and Infi against Moon promises to be interesting because Infi right now completely adopted Dark Ranger. Oh god, my micro is in the wrong position. Uh, do you even have a micro? Yes, on my headphones. I've uh, I've already ordered a normal one. I mean, I did. I truly did. It just the hell is on my screen. Oh yeah, yeah. It's I'm trying to stream something here. Am I though? No, not really. Uh, anyway, what I want to do is first check my Twitch. Is my stream even up on Twitch? No, not really. Why is it not up yet? Stay alive? Yes, it's alive, it's functioning, it's working. It doesn't give full bitrate for some reason, but it's fine, I guess. It doesn't give full bitrate for some reason, but it's fine, I guess. Oh god, my voice is so terrible. Every time I want to try to say something like fine, I make such a loud and long noises. Do I? Yes, I do. Anyway, it should be Infi against Moon. Infi against Moon can be amazing because Infi is playing Dark Ranger quite a lot. I mean, not on this map, I would guess, because right now he's making quite a standard build order, so it should not be a Dark Ranger. I mean, in general, Dark Ranger against Night Elf is questionable because you can always play against Keeper of the Grove, and Moon is making Keeper of the Grove, and Keeper of the Grove can interrupt your life drain, and Keeper of the Grove can just lock you in place for a little while, and in the end, you may be interrupted when you really need this HP from Night Elf's units. And of course, archers are not drained for full amount. And usually archers just outrange your life drain range. I mean, they do not really outrange it, but the whole ranged army can just get away quicker. Because you've got initially longer distance between your Dark Ranger and whatever unit you try to drain. And then you just trying to drain an archer, and she has to run like 300 units to get away out of the drain range, and she'll be completely safe afterwards. So, what will Infi play? Will it be Mountain King? It's completely possible to play Mountain King on Autumn Leaves. No, it's still Dark Ranger, right? Yes, he just started with normal build order. That's quite amusing. Against Keeper of the Grove, it should be harder than against Demon Hunter, because yes, Demon Hunter drains your mana, but burns your mana, but at the same time, life drain costs so little, so Dark Ranger is never out of mana. And of course, he will play Dark Ranger. Yes, yes, that's Infi. He should play Dark Ranger every possible occasion he gets. She's starting to drain an ogre. At least 2 militia should die here. Oh no, with trance it may be. With trance the results may vary. Because really, with trance you don't know what the outcome will be. Kill the militia, please. Kill the footman, please. Yes, militia should die right here. Footy also really should die. It'll die eventually, I guess. Keeper of the Grove will come back. He got himself one militia. He'll get himself this footman. He should get himself this footman. Dark Ranger is level 2, of course. She gets first skeletons, but there are no skeletons yet because no kills. And trends are not the best skeleton fodder, really. Dark Ranger is saving this footman. She will be able to save this footman at least for a while, but at the same time, while she's saving this footman, she doesn't really do anything. Another militia goes down. These are right now just peasants, and they die even quicker, and she's saving another peasant, but again, it's a very questionable thing to do, because she loses her own HP in the process. Yes, you save a unit, but you generally lose your HP at the normal effectiveness of your life drain. 3 peasants go down, 4th peasant will likely go down eventually. That was a TP to save this Keeper of the Grove. He'll come back quite soon with full HP, full mana, and he'll be a nuisance. He'll be a huge problem here in her undead bot. I mean, you can be an undead, but you can still be quite fit. For some reason, your fat deposits, especially your frontal and your back fat deposits, do not anyhow get smaller. They are just as impressive as before. Anyway, Keeper of the Grove comes back. He got boots now, so he'll be harder to life drain. Another peasant goes down. There should be at least 2 more peasant kills. There is absolutely no reason to drain this keeper right now. Please, trans, do your job. Thank you. Another peasant goes down. Five peasants are dead. Keeper of the Grove is 1.7, and it's from peasants alone. He didn't kill a single other unit. Yes, Dark Ranger is 2.6 because she killed quite a few trends, but trends are free. That's the problem. Yes, you get levels, you get experience. That's good, that's awesome, but trends are free. And right now, human just starts to get money from his expansion. In the end, it's acceptable. He lost 6 peasants, he was able to get up his expa. Right now, his op doesn't even think about exping yet, and he really should. Or you can go all the way down to tier 3, you can try to generally just destroy this expansion and destroy human with quick bears. That's trouble, that's a little bit of trouble, and you give up quite a good item, but what can you do? At least one footman dies, not to your hands, but it still counts, and you was able to get XP from this ogre, and you will be able to entangle your opponents, at least for a little while. I mean, you've got 1, 2 entangles, and human just started his tier 2. That's the problem with human when you play Dark Ranger, and generally when you play Quick Expansion against Night Elf. Night Elf is at the half point going to tier 3, and you just started your tier 2. Exactly. Started your tier 2 expansion. Anyway, so Dark Ranger got 2 Spider Silk Boots, plus 5 claws, that's quite awesome. That should be at least 1 dead footman. At the same time, life drain sort of counters your entangle, because life drain is saving the unit that is being entangled, but at the same time, again, entangle deals quite a lot of damage, and life drain doesn't in any way interrupt its effect. So in the end, you lose quite reasonable amount of HP on your hero. Right now, this footman should be saved with life drain. Yes, and he'll be able to survive through his ordeal, but at what cost? At the cost of a good chunk of HP on Dark Ranger, and this footman should just get away. Get away, you little... Oh god, that's trouble. He got... Keeper of the Grove still got his stuff. Stuff was not on cooldown. This archer should leave. This archer will leave. Dark Ranger can be a little bit oppressive. She was able to find this archer. That's bad. But what can one do? This wisp was detonated, and in the end it was 2 footies for 1 archer and 2 wisps, I believe, and both wisps detonated, so it's very acceptable trade for Keeper of the Grove for a Night Elf, and he gets experience. I mean, yes, right now footies are relatively cheap and free for human because he got an expansion, so all the footies are free. But at the same time, it's still a chunk of experience to an enemy, and right now Moon is playing Dryads, and you can't drain Dryads. You can try, but you can't drain them, and in the end, Dark Ranger doesn't deal all that much damage to actually benefit from just trading with Dryads, especially since she is, of course, not immune to the effects of slow poison. So, what's gonna happen next? I believe Infi will try to creep. We'll try to creep at least for a little while. We'll try to find at least some green spots for him to creep, to get some skeletons just to defend, and not even to get to level 4, just to spawn some skeletons. Night Elf, meanwhile, is making his expansion. This bear should use his bear form. I mean, he should use rejuvenation, yes, and then the bear form. Archmage is in a little bit of trouble, but he should be fine. And Keeper of the Grove should spread poison on every single footman. Yeah, just do it. Footman goes down. Some militia will go down. Kill at least one militia, please. There are a few damaged footies. Of course, there are still no casters for human, and he starts with Sorks. Sorks are not bad against bears, but in the end, I believe the moment Moon sees 2 Sorks being made first, he'll just go for more Dryads, like 4 more Dryads. And that's a bad position for Sorks. That's a terrible position for Sorks. There was a healing scroll. Was it really a healing scroll? Yeah. There are still no priests on the field, so it was a healing scroll. That was quite painful. In the end, Ancient of War will fall, and this Sork lives on 1 HP. On 6 HP, to be honest, but that still counts as 1. Mark of the Wild is researched. Please kill this sorceress! No, Dark Ranger will save the woman. And of course, best viewers, blah 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 blah. You're early, dear bot. I am quite fine with you coming to my stream when the stream has ended. But right now, I'm not really fond of the fact that you're plaguing me with your freaking announcements. Please jump down from the cliff. But, and you no longer exist on my stream. And we're getting back to the game. Archmage wants levels, he wants Blizzard, he wants to kill bears, and there is quite a significant incentive to get Blizzard for an Archmage. Level 2 is very important. This transfer spawned just to do what? Just to creep, I believe. He tried to creep, and then he was unable to because he saw human army. And of course, and that is spreading poison. Yes, and that's spreading poison even to this game, although they are not present here. Anyway, he's spreading poison. That's exactly what he should do. I believe he should do it more. He's just a little bit afraid of slow, and he wants level 4 for some reason. Why exactly would you want level 4 on Keeper of the Grove right now? Because there are already priests and... Oh, priests do not... but they will have their upgrade at the moment you'll engage. Did Dark Ranger get a kill? No, I doubt it. And right now, Moon is doing what every Night Elf should do at this moment. He is trying to attack his enemy's expansion. He may lose his own in the process because he doesn't have a TP. and he will likely lose his own in the process. That's level 1 that's level 1 Blizzard, but it's still very, very painful. And now he should drop on top of his enemy's army, and he will still lose the expansion, which is just sad. But human will pay for it with a good chunk of his units. There are wisps to detonate. Yes, yes, all these casters got no mana, and of course Brilliant Aura is just level 1 right now. The problem is that Keeper of the Grove got no stuff, and Archmage is just TPing out, and you should kill a few militia at least. Archmage is very low, he will not be able to heal back to full, at least for a little while. All the bears are damaged, and this expansion will die. This expansion will certainly die, and that's classic human attack on 70 foot against 55 foot of Night Elf. Although it was quite a successful harass, that's another question to Footies, to the current Footies stance, because ghouls were nerfed, but Footies were never nerfed. And at the same time, Moon still made quite a few mistakes, and for some reason he's playing solo Keeper of the Grove, who is not the best hero at this moment. I mean, why is he playing him as a solo hero? No freaking idea, and this game should be over right now. Yes, the game is over. So, we're looking at the match number 2, Moon against Infi, on Terranos Stand. Terranos Stand is quite an interesting map to play a random hero, because on one hand you get very quick level 3, if you want it, and you get quite a lot of skeletons. You get a huge amount of skeletons, to be honest. You get as many skeletons as you may only desire, but yet you have to get to your tavern. You have to move to your turn quite a long way. You can make quite a good logistics if you start with your laboratory. Not laboratory, what's there? No, the laboratory is a different building. It's not a shop, not a lab. What is it? Is it a marketplace? Oh, for hell's sake. Oh, yeah, it should be a marketplace. I completely forgot that these two are marketplaces on New Terranos. I'm not used to New Terranos, which is already old Terranos anyway. And it's Warden. And it's Mountain King. Okay. And our casters are showing us something. There is no hole. There should be absolutely no hole between these barracks and woods and this farm. I don't know why we're being shown that there are no hole. Oh, he's protecting. Caster is showing that he's protecting his base against possible Keeper of the Grove. Quite likely. Oh no! Oh, Caster is showing that Infi is planning to destroy this tree, and then he'll have a proper one-person-sized hole next to his barracks. Please don't tell me this. Yes, at least one creep died to lightning shield, which is just sad, and it's actually quite disastrous because he will not get to level 2 from this creep camp any longer. No, although human gladly provides you with a free footman, because you should not scout with footies like that when you're against Warden. It's exactly what should happen. Yes, Warden gets Fan of Knives instead of... Warden gets Dagger instead of Fan of Knives, but against human, Fan of Knives at level 1 is very mediocre, and I always advocate for a knife. Yes, you can retrain later, you can retrain at level 2, you can retrain at level 3, you can retrain at level 4, but at level 1, why would you even want Fan of Knives? It's sometimes useful against militia, and of course, human, after he grabbed his own spot, he got significantly better item when Wand of Mana Stealing goes towards his natural. Warden is starting to kill whatever she is able to kill. Yes, this troll priest will die. Warden will get blink and get out, and yes, kill a troll. That was quite good. And of course she got mailed, and there is no free access to laboratory, so you have to... Hello, dear bot. So sorry that I instantly identify you as a bot, but that's quite obvious. And right now Mountain King will be able to kill at least 2 archers, I believe. Oh no, this archer leaves and it saves another archer, and Warden meanwhile dies. For hell's sake, Moon! Come on, Moon! That was pathetic. He died to units. He saved the archer. I was almost praising him, and then he lost his warden to creeps, to actual footies, of course, not creeps, but footies are not very different from creeps and peasants and militia. So, in the end, he's in quite a big trouble because Mountain King is level 3. Of course, this Warden death gave him a good boost towards level 4. Warden is 2.9, she'll be out quite soon, and it all depends on how Moon will actually be able to defend against this attack and the next attack, and one Wisp is already coming towards the enemy. And at least one archer will die, and many more archers will die, because of course Human was able to not only get the freaking large mana potion, which for Moon should hate him right now, and but also, for hell's sake, a pendant of mana. Just because you can. Just because you're worth it. Just because you should be lucky on top of everything. Finally, Warden is out. This archer should also die. This troll berserker will die. There is no way to save him. There should be no way to save him if you move properly. No, okay, at least this footman should die. Kill the footman, you will not be able to catch this berserker. And if you will lose too much time and effort and everything. No? Okay. Game, of course, reduced to playing with mercs, because, of course, game reduced to playing with mercs at this moment, because mercs are making all the difference. One player simply got no tier 2, simply got no upgrade, and another player lost his warden in the most stupid way possible. And, of course, he was unable to kill this priest. He's running around, he's losing his... it was not a priest, it was a berserker, but it doesn't matter what it was. And there is the protector, the first one, the heroic protector. I mean, if human doesn't scout, it may matter. It may make all the difference. If human decides to scout, it will be completely non-factor. Where is the warden? I've got no idea. Human is creeping. The tree of the Ancient of War is coming towards him. This priest should die. I mean, Mountain King should have just bolted him to death. But okay, it didn't happen. That's also fine. Making protectors against Mountain King and Footies always was a valuable, valid strat, because you get quite a good... you put yourself in quite a good situation, because generally Footies and Mountain King are not the best units against, and he'll lose this Warden again. After another bash, of course, because Infi bashes his enemy all the freaking time. That's over. This game is over. Yes. This game is over, and is it BO5? Is it really BO? Yes, it's BO5. Okay, that's quite interesting, but in general, that was quite a pathetic game on Tyrannos by Moon. The way he lost the Warden. Okay, let's just say it happens. But he lost her twice! And he was running after this troll berserker for quite a while, and it was quite obvious that he would not be able to catch it. Okay, he's going for normal Demon Hunter against Mountain King, I would believe, because it's springtime. But the problem with springtime is that it's springtime. As well as on Northern Isles, human is quite dominant here, because you get such a good spots. You get such good creeps, you get such an easy and quick expansion as human, and Night Elf really can't do anything about it all. So on springtime, as human, you should win. You've got a better chance to win just by default, and the fact that Moon is behind and he's trying to play, and then he's giving him all the chances by playing Dark Ranger, right? Yes. I mean, Mountain King with Footies is very, very strong on springtime. But he decides to play Dark Ranger. Okay. Dark Ranger is also quite not terrible, but Mountain King is just better. And he starts with a different creep camp for some reason, I don't know why, because he doesn't want to establish his expansion quickly. Maybe. Why doesn't he want to establish his expo with Dark Ranger? Got absolutely zero idea. He wants to get some skeletons likely, but he will not be able to get to level 2 from this camp, and even from the next one. Oh, he wants a middle expansion. Yeah, okay. That explains everything. He wants a middle expansion, he wants this green camp, and then he'll be able to get the middle expansion. And of course, Demon Hunter didn't even skill anything yet, because skilling Mana Burn against Dark Ranger is very questionable, and he skills evasion. That's acceptable, I guess. He is 1.7, he will need level 2, he will think about the skill he wants to get at level 2, and right now he got evasion, that's enough. And this Peppa Pig is still alive. I don't know why, I don't know for what reason human decided that he doesn't need to kill this pig, he just wants to teach her a lesson. But he still decided to do that. And Peppa Pig, of course, will heal up back to full quite quickly. So it'll be an alive and happy critter. And Dark Ranger is 1.9, Demon Hunter is suffering, but he can withstand life drain for quite a while. Archers will hide, archers will die because human got something on his laboratory. Eh? Human does have something on his laboratory already. That was good thinking by Infi. At the same time, this expansion will take quite a good beating, and it'll take quite a lot of money to recover, and it's gone. So I was thinking about how much money it will take to repair it, but it's gone. It's completely gone, and it's due to the fact that peasants are repairing it. Was worth about 600 gold and 300 lumber. Maybe even more. And then he just decides that he should attack the main base of his enemy, along with all the peasants, because he got no real chance in this game. And that's actually true, and this Demon Hunter will likely skill Immolation on the next level. Yes, and it should be yes, it's Immolation, and peasants are making towers, but no, the towers should not work. There is Ancient of War properly being made by Moon, of course he knows how to answer human towers. Just making additional Ancient of War is a good answer to tier 1 push. Maybe even more Ancients of War. He doesn't really need all these trees, he just needs like 2 and a protector. Okay, you can never be safe enough. Another archer goes down. Likely 2 archers, more will go down in the process, but at the same time quite a lot of footies should go down. And by quite a lot I mean a hell of a lot. Demon Hunter will be able to kill this footman, and he goes for Pitlord, of course. If you're getting tower rushed, you build Pitlord. That's again a good thinking, that's a proper thinking. Okay, 2 archers died. Human is tower rushing him like crazy, but the Pitlord will come, and the Pitlord will solve the problem. Ta-da! Let there be fire and brimstone and whatnot. Moon needs not another protector, but another Moonwell, and he needs a shop, eventually at least. And all these peasants will die, and there are at least 4 guard towers on Night Elf's main base, but that's acceptable. That's very acceptable, and Dark Ranger should not be able to get out with such blatant example of tower rush on tier 1. Night Elf should be able to defend against it. Yes, Dark Ranger is in a little bit of trouble, and while Dark Ranger is not present, and the Demon Hunter will be able to catch her, and of course not kill her, but force her to TP out. One Moonwell meanwhile dies. Pit Lord is roaming around, dealing damage, and this Ancient of War doesn't really deal any damage, but it greatly mitigates the damage that Pit Lord will go down. That's quite strange. Feeding Dark Ranger is not a good option. He should be rebuilt in the altar. Ancient is researching Ancient's strength, Ancient's blessing. There is a shop. Shop is very late, but okay, what can you do? Shop should be built. Shop should be ready. There are quite a few peasants, of course. Infi continues to mine, but he should never have enough gold and lumber to actually close the deal, to seal the game in his favor. Pit Lord is out, all these peasants are in trouble, all these peasants will eventually die. That's quite a good experience, that's quite a lot of money on top of that, because 4 peasants are what? 300 gold. Pit Lord will die again, but that's fine. That's what should happen with him, that's completely fine. He's just a very, very fat boy, fat body that should die to towers. And Monas is able to kill at least 2 towers, and these protectors will uproot, and one protector will hit a tree, and then this Ancient of no, Tree of Life, Tree of Eternity, no, for hell's sake, why are you calling them? Why do I call them different names, wrong names? And all these different names are wrong, yes. Dark Ranger is healing up through all the damage that Moon deals, but she should eventually suffer and lose. Yes, she's still alive, but she's going down. And Moon is able to heal up because he finally got himself a shop. One protector will fall. Yes, this protector will fall, and you need to just move this. Okay. Infi, you need to just move this wisps back, is what I was trying to say. Such blatant tower rushes should never really work. The main reason why it worked initially was that Ancient of War was not in the base, was not next to the base, Moon was moving his Ancient of War, and that Human was relatively close to his base, because when Human is so close, when Human is in the middle of the map already, of course he has to run the shorter distance with his peasants, and Human had no other option. That was just one-way road for Human. And getting a Pit Lord, losing a Pit Lord a few times was, of course, an amazing decision by Moon. That's what you do when you're getting rushed by Human on tier 1. You get a Pit Lord, you just use your Firestorm, Firestones, Flaming Rain, Fire Rain. Нет, Burning Rain. No. I don't know. Yet. It's all wrong. Likely, it's still likely quite. It's still quite likely that it's Fire Rain. So, on Hammerfall. Human, of course, will creep his expo. There is a Golem. Golem is very easy to creep for a Human early on. And Night Elf has to start with a way cheaper creep camp. With his almost green creep camp, which still gives quite a good experience, but nothing comparable to this Golem and the item that this Golem drops. So what it'll be? It'll be a Pendant of Energy. Of course it'll be a Pendant of Energy for a Mountain King. What else? And relatively useless clause for Warden. Because of course Warden would prefer almost anything that is close. I mean, Ring is fine. Closer just crap. I mean, why do you get close on your Warden? Moon should be quite unhappy with his life. He skilled up Fan of Knives at level 1 for some reason. I am not certain that you need Fan of Knives right now, and he will be able to get away. Although he's playing with fire and he will lose this Warden. He will absolutely lose this Warden, yes. And you will not be able to get away this time, and you will be able to get into the Shadow Melt, skill your level 2, skill your Blink. There is a and an instant bash, because why not lose another 100 HP? Moon is not doing anything useful right now. That's sad, although he's been annoying, he needs a lot more than that. Human will have enough mana for another Stormhammer, and this one will have to evacuate, and this archer will die. Oh, not if human will not pull another militia. But right now, it's just 100 gold for human for... And he got his first hunters, and it will be likely protectors again. Hunts, mass hunts may still work on Hammerfall, especially if human feels safe enough to not make anything but his first Arcane Tower. And he didn't even made this Arcane Tower yet. And right now you see the first two hunts, you need to make at least 2 towers instantly. He's making lumber mill. That's an answer. Yes, lumber mill is exactly what you need, but you also need to start towers. You also need to start at least 2 towers, because just lumber mill should not be enough for you to win in this game. So I'm waiting for these 2 towers. I'm hoping that these 2 towers will get up. There is one. A lumber mill will be ready at the moment you will need to upgrade it, and there is the first protector being made, of course, because you can just win with hunters. With hunts it was hard back then, and now hunts are nerfed and they are completely useless against the human expos. Because yes, you can push human back behind his building, but the moment he's there, what can you do really? You start attacking the building with hunts, and the building just gets repaired till no tomorrow. I mean, till forever, till human got his tier 3, till human got air, till human got all he ever wants. Is it a surround? Yes, it's a surround. On Mountain King, it'll not cost him the game. It should not cost him the game, but that's so close. Yes, Moon is doing it. Hello there. And that's a disaster for human, of course. Yet the guard tower was able to get up, and now what can you do? I mean, the same question. What the hell will you do when the guard tower gets up? When another guard tower gets up? Yes, the main reason to make hunts against human is not to win. Of course, it's not to instantly win, but to force him to make guard towers. But you mean generally 2 guard towers on the main base, 2 guard towers on an expansion, relatively equal investment. At least comparable investment. And right now, human can just get away with maybe 1 guard tower on his expansion, and that's all. I mean, I would like Moon to use his Fan of Knives level 1 if he skilled it, because these footies are being healed up. And yes, protectors are a good additional answer, because protectors, of course, help you to apply pressure, to apply long-term pressure, and they synergize with hunts very nicely, because you get hunts, you get dominance in the field, at least a good fight out of your units. And when you get a few protectors, when you so because of this dominance, because of this good fight, you are able to make a few protectors to establish them next to Europe's base, and all these peasants will die, and that's an instant fan of knives, and that's quite painful. Yeah, the protector is up, although the protector is greatly damaged already. It'll be healed up. He really wants to kill this shop, but he will not be able to, because human should heal up this shop. Human absolutely should heal up this shop to full back to full. You can, you've got enough peasants, you've got enough militia, Hunts are damaged, Hunts will eventually die. And yes, lack of bounces. Look at this lack of bounces. And Moon, of course, is playing like one way. I mean, Moon is playing tier 1 strat, so he will not have tier 2, he will not have anything other than high level Warden. And Human, of course, doesn't care about all these losses for as long as his expansion is working, for as long as his main is working. And so it's one-way ticket for Moon. And the life full of opportunities for a human who can constantly produce more militia, who can constantly produce more footies. And that's all about lack of bounces. So yes, he is able to just repair everything. And of course, human will have all the mana in the world because he got shop, he got 2 racks to produce footies. He will likely make a blacksmith at some point in time. Maybe not that soon, but it certainly should be made at some point in time. This protector will fall. Will fall quite soon. Moon needs goblin shop. Moon needs level 4 on his warden. Moon needs scrolls of healing. Moon needs upgrades on his hunts. And what is he doing right now? He is just trying to get something crapped. Because he got a lot of damage. And all the sources of this damage are heavily damaged themselves. Yeah, creep these trolls, do not lose a single unit, use the tree. Get a scroll, better get 2 scrolls, but you've got money only for 1. But you can sell this periapt and get more. And Human, of course, attacks, because he knows that anytime he moves the fight to his enemy, he's winning. Because, of course, he is getting additional gold from 2 expansions, and, of course, Night Elf doesn't get additional gold. He got only 1 main base, and every hunt is just a huge chunk of XP and money. And every time Mountain King is able to kill a huntress, and he should just turn around and bolt another hunt in the face. That's a few dead footies, but huntress should fall, and Human is buying a scroll of healing for himself. Partially because he needs it, partially because he just wants to prevent Night Elf from getting it. He uses Scroll of Regeneration, he will throw every single bolt in the world, and his tier 2 is almost done. Meanwhile, Night Elf just started his own tier 2. Night Elf understands that this game will not be won by mass hunts. No chance in the world. And I believe that there is no chance in the world he will win this game at all right now. Yeah, he's playing correctly, he's blocking this rifleman. This rifleman will go down. But Human got additional scroll, and that should be all for Moon. Moon should just evacuate from this game and from this series. And that's all due to lack of bounces. You can't prevent Human from massing footies with Mountain King as a Night Elf. No bounces, no victory. And Human is making Blood Mage, partially because he needs mana, partially just because he wants Flame Strike. Flame Strike is also amazing against hunts, because why not? You get a lot of utility out of this Flame Strike. especially if it falls on the heads of 4-5 hidden hunts. Moon lost too much, human is at 60, Moon is at 35. So Infi won this series. Infi will close this series, Infi will be victorious. That was quite a sad Tyrannos game by Moon. I have to admit that Tyrannos game was lost by him and by him alone. Because on Tyrannos you can deal a lot with Warden against just Mountain King, because you'll be able to catch him in time. You've got such a good blink, you've got such a good abilities against early expansion on Tyrannos, but Hammerfall is just too big. Hammerfall is just too big. There are 4 rifles already. Oh, he decided to go Alchemist. He tried to go Blood Mage, but the last moment he decided that he needs healing more than anything else. And that's good. It completely upsets at least one fan of knives. And Warden goes down, and it should be serious. Yep, that's all. Okay. That was quite an interesting series. No, that was not. That was just... sort of uh, demonstration, illustration of the current problems that right now exist in Night Elf against human matchup, and of quite a few mistakes that Moon made. I guess I don't really want to watch Happy against 120. I want to watch Soin against Sok. Oh, come on, let's watch the Undead Mirror once in a while. I've got rename my stream, of course. And I'm not very energetic today, to be honest, but that's fine. I mean, in the voice, I feel completely fine. It's just I'll call him 120 because everyone knows him as 120. I don't know if he insists on being called Eero, Ear Zero, or whatever else. Who is following me? Oh, it's likely a bot, right? Followers list. Yes, it's a bot. He instantly follows. That's just sad. Moon against Infi and 100. No, Happy against 120 on Big. When was Happy against 120 playing? When were they playing? Uh, Likely 2 days ago, something like that. Anyway, let's watch Happy against 120. It'll be an undead mirror. It will be quite an interesting game because 120 is not bad in undead mirror, and Happy is a little bit rusty in the mirror and everything, because it's not really about being rusty. It's more about being uncreative. Happy always was a relatively standard player, and 120 can be absolutely amazing at improvisation. Uh, improvisation. Ah, who gives a shit? So it may be quite interesting in the end. Okay, Happy against 120. First map, Twisted Meadows. Yay! That's not only a good matchup, it's also an amazing map. And we've got Death Knight on 120 side, and Happy starts with the Lich. Both Lich and Death Knight are relatively common in the mirror. I would also expect, I can also expect Dreadlord at some point, maybe even Cryptlord, because all 4 heroes can be played on that mirror. And even Dark Ranger, for hell's sake. New Dark Ranger is absolutely a welcome guest in this mirror. But at the same time, Death Knight and Lich are just classic picks. So, what can you expect? It'll be creeping. It'll be a lot of creeping on Twisted Meadows. I doubt it'll be a quick expansion. Maybe from Lich player it's possible to start a quick expo, but from Death Knight player, why do you play Death Knight if you want quick expo? No single idea. So it'll likely not be a quick expo. What do they get? Lich got himself a ring. 120 got himself Cloak, which can be very useful, which can be life-saving against Lich, but at the same time he got himself boots of agility, which are quite useless. Lich is 2.2, Death Knight is 2.0, Aura, of course, will help to regenerate HP, will help immensely against Death Knight, against Nova. That's what I mean, of course, because Nova is the main problem. Nova is something you will suffer from, and suffer from a lot. Yeah, it's an instant Nova, and 120 has to get away because he knows that the next Nova will be his last. And Aura will help him. He may also want Ring of Regeneration. He gets Bracelet because he had Boots of Agility, he had Cloak, and he sold both, and he was able to get a Bracelet for 85 additional gold, which is nice. It's sort of a discount. This Fiend will live, but that was a completely wasted life on Fiend and life on and mana on Death Knight. There was absolutely no reason to fight with Lich on this Fiend, but who am I to judge them? Really, who the hell am I to judge them? Okay. He is quite incessant with his Fiends. He just wants to die, I believe. He was able to get one ghoul, that's something. He will be able to get one more if he'll try, but he'll likely lose a Fiend in the process. Yeah, he should be able to get this ghoul, yes. And this Death Knight will get away. He should not die to Nova. Maybe. No. No, both Fiends will live, and maybe they will. No, this ghoul should live. Happy is not bad enough to lose this ghoul. Yes, or helps greatly, or helps Fiend to be able to catch up on ghouls, but in the end, I still completely approve what Happy does. He loses a few goals, but he got quite a good upgrade timings. He got likely, yes, 6 more goals on his base. Lich is level 3. Lich will be able to harass Death Knight to death. If, yeah, who may have guessed that the Death Knights also die. And for hell's sake, I've just noticed that his avatar is one of a female Death Knight. And I do not approve it, for hell's sake. This lady is scary. This lady doesn't look nice. Sorry. The boobs do not work. That's one of the rare cases where boobs do not work at all. So, this Lich will not be able to kill this Death Knight any longer. And he'll lose a good chunk of HP from the first level Nova, but he got his own Death Knight. He's creeping the same spot. The shops are very, very valuable. And the next should be Merc Camps, really. You want to creep Merc Camps eventually, because it's one of the few sources of large consumables on this map. And of course, these shops are not only sources of invul potions and scrolls of healing and boots, because for some reason Happy decides to go boots on his Lich, which is questionable. Yes, you can harass better, you've got unlimited mana, so you will use a lot of Novas, but it's still 250 gold, and there are statues already out, and 120 abuses his statue properly, so he pays attention, he tries his best against Happy, which is expected, but still awesome. He got access to... he buys his orb, and I believe that Happy will also buy his orb quite soon, because orb is so important. And no, sadly that's not a merc camp, that's a laboratory. At the same time, Happy decides to go for the merc camp. At least one player follows my predictions. Yeah, the more conservative one. Who may have freaking guessed? And Happy doesn't abuse his statues, but he doesn't really need to. All his heroes are got comfortable amount of mana. And Tira will just go towards the red spot. He got absolutely no fear. He gives two large consumables to Happy, and these large consumables may win Happy the game, because large invul potions, of course, is amazing in undead mirrors. The main source of victory or loss is how Novas land, how Fiend Focus land, and Happy already got his Dark Ranger, although 120 also got his own Dark Ranger. Again, as the third hero, it could absolutely be Crypt Lord. That's also perfectly possible, but against Fiends, it's quite hard to play proper Crypt Lord. You get a very spread out army to impale. Yes, you can still impale heroes, you can still get some time of some benefit out of impales, out of impales damage, out of the control it provides, out of the stun. But usually you want at least some ghouls, you want at least some additional targets to make impale worth it. I mean, yeah, if you impale both Death Knight and Lich and kill one of them in the meanwhile, of course it will be worth it. But silence sometimes just does the same thing, but better for the long duration. At the same time, of course, silence got an intrinsic vulnerability of the fact that you can dispel silence, that you can just dispel silence with your destroyers, and you will have destroyers. 120 got one out already. What did he get from the large camp? Oh, an Orb of Darkness. They both got Orb of Darkness. That's nice, but Happy, of course, is ahead because he got two large consumables in this fight. Yes, 120 got also amazing items. He got Vampiric, and Vampiric is amazing on ghouls, and he got no ghouls yet, but Vampiric is also amazing on skeletons, and Vampiric will be amazing on ghouls when there will be ghouls, and there will be ghouls, at least some ghouls, and not losing this Fiend would be awesome, thank you. All these skeletons are just food to the destroyers, and he's making his exp at the same time, so he doesn't really want to lose a lot, because he will need to defend this exp. And if this exp gets up, he'll be significantly ahead. If this exp properly gets up, I mean, not just gets up, but also pays for itself. This ghoul will live. Happy is always quick on the trigger. Happy is very, very... No, this destroyer will die. That's a large mistake by Happy. Why do every time I praise someone, he makes a mistake? I mean, it wasn't really the mistake, but two ghouls for one Fiend is also completely fine. And right now 120 is ahead. 120 should be ahead. 120 can win this map. He will lose this statue. He doesn't even want to lift this destroyer. Because of course destroyers will be instantly caught with Fiends, and it'll be even an easy and juicier target to kill. So Ira got 4 acolytes on his expansion, but there is 5th being produced. And Happy is creeping his own expansion. I don't even know if he's aware that his opponent already got an expa, but it's a good timing to make an expa. He was able to win the fight, not convincingly, but he didn't lose it. So right now he feels himself quite powerful. He needs level 4 on his Lich. I don't know what it'll be. It should be Dark Ritual, but it also can be Frost Armor. Frost Armor is not bad in an Undead Mirror, at least for as long as there are not a lot of destroyers. And of course there are skeletons as a fodder, so you can either dispel skeletons or you can dispel Frost Armor, and it's your freaking choice, and you will almost always choose skeletons because you can just retarget and start fighting against another hero. But of course you can't just forget about skeletons. So you can forget about the Frost Armor. Happy is making his own expo. It's a bit late, and 120 knows about it. 120 knows about it perfectly well. And this skeleton is asking this acolyte to join his ranks. That's a bit of premature destroyer, but I guess that's fine. That should be fine. Is 120 in trouble? No, not really. He got stuff of. Yeah, Happy got one destroyer with mana, but one of his destroyers is out of position. One Fiend should die on Ira's side eventually with the rightmost one. On Happy's side dies one destroyer, one Fiend, and one more destroyer will die on Ira's side. Yeah, another destroyer should fall. All the destroyers are the primary targets because they provide you with dispel, they provide you with a lot of magical damage, they are flying, so Fiends deal additional damage to them, and they cost a shit ton of money. And statues are the secondary target, also very, very juicy targets to get, and Fiends are the tertiary. Tertiary. Whatever. Happy's heroes are alive. Hero is losing a little bit too many units, but right now Happy is low on his leech, but he can just use consumables. Consumables are there for him. Although both consumables are gone, so I believe right now Hero just have to evacuate, have to save the statue, have to save these units. He didn't lose in this fight, at least not significantly. He lost more, but he got more in production. He got earlier expansion, he got more money, and this Death Knight will die to this glorious fee. No, it was just an invul, but it still counts. And this glorious fiend was so glorious that even in his death he was useful. Yes, Death Knight went down. This leech will be fine, and Happy loses in this game. And I've got to pause for maybe 5 minutes before I'll come back. No, 2 minutes. I just need to drink water. Generally, I just need to drink a little bit of water and do everything else that a person that goes out for 2 minutes does. Ta-da! Yeah, I'm back. There is nobody watching you, for hell's sake. Is there nobody watching me? Really, it's quite possible. It's quite probable, to be honest. But in the end, why should I care? Yep. Okay. Let's continue watching. The game number 1 goes on and on and on and on. And it shouldn't go. Oh, game number 1 is over, for hell's sake. Happy lost his leech, was unable to kill the opponent's leech, and decided to give up. So it's Happy against 120, game number 2. Tight Hunters, leech is out. Death Knight is out. Death Knight was able to take an item and kill a large turtle. Happy decided to be aggressive and it didn't pay out. I mean, it sort of paid out because he was able to deal significant damage to this poor Death Knight. And right now he's controlling the field, and Death Knight will not be able to interfere anyhow in his creeping. And he may even decide to establish an expansion, although he decided against it and just went towards the biggest, the most gloriously paying with experience and items. No, it doesn't really pay with items gloriously, and it's not the biggest spot on the map. It's still an amazing spot to creep. It's still a very, very nice spot to creep, and he is absolutely not afraid of his vis-a-vis interfering because he is happy. No, it's mostly because Death Knight is at 200 HP. Was at 200 HP at the moment. And he's even creeping his Ops expansion because these Murlocs give a good item and are very easy to kill. First Fiend is out. Ghoul is being turned into a mana stone. A small chunk of mana, to be honest. It's not. It doesn't deserve to be named a mana stone. Happy needs to just kill this Fiend, to focus this Fiend. Because yes, trading Novas for coils is not perfect, but he shouldn't forget that Death Knight is level 1. And you can just deal so much more damage than this 200 at coil heals, especially if your ghouls deal damage to this Fiend that is being slowed by Nova. I mean, you will not be able to heal this Fiend, but you'll be able to completely repel him, and it will take 2 coils to heal him up properly. So it will take 150 mana from Death Knight. And right now, Happy is just running around at full mana, and I do not really appreciate it. He again got boots on his leech because he wants to be aggressive. He's trying to be aggressive. He's really, really trying, and it may pay him on Tidehunters because there are so many good camps on Tidehunters, and everything is in the range of each player. The map is not that large itself, and expansions are relatively close. And right now, yes, Ira feels that his Death Knight is in danger, and it was in danger, it was in danger of dying, and I don't know why Happy didn't use another Nova, because Death Knight would be at 100 HP, and afterwards there would be absolutely no way for this Death Knight to do anything on the map. He would have to get away, he would have to kill this green spot, which he's killing anyway. And Happy would be able to take absolutely any spot on the map, including his laboratory, for example. Okay. He is killing Makrora right now. Makrora spot is also quite a good one, because there are 2 large turtles and, for hell's sake, a Makrora. But he doesn't have spots for items, but he'll just drop these spider silk boots at the shop. He'll sell them and he'll be fine. Or he will just use this replenishment potion instantly. This ghoul is very damaged, but right now Happy is on top. Right now Happy got a large healing potion. Yes, Ira got a pendant of mana, which is nice. Of energy, whatever. But healing potion right now is way better. It allows to negate all the Nova harass that 120 can do, and it likely cost 120 about 2 fiends, because he will try to harass a hero. He will see that the hero is in range of getting killed, and then he'll lose fiends for it. And in the end, he will not achieve anything. That's exactly what will happen, I believe. He is able to creep his laboratory. He gets a large mantle of intelligence, which is awesome. At the same time, Happy is able to creep large Murlocs. Large Murlocs are, of course, even more awesome. This Death Knight is in trouble because eh, it's barely a trouble, to be honest. Finns will repel Happy and they will spread this. They will split these creeps. Yeah, fair and square. So, nobody will try to establish his expo. 120 can do it. 120 can do it quite soon, I believe. Nobody will try until they are at 50. And nobody will go over 50 before they'll establish their own expansion. Although, if one of the players will know that his opponent started to make an expansion going towards 60, going towards 70 with timed attack on this expansion, and you can absolutely do it as an undead, would be a good strategy. It would be an amazing strategy. 120 is at 47, Happy is at 40 for some reason. Everything was just fine for him. I guess it's just because he didn't overbuild ghouls, and 120 was making fins, so in the end, of course... Oh, that was a poor ghoul. And that's a poor destroyer if Happy decides to attack it with everything he got. No, it'll just be Lich, because he doesn't have a single Fiend yet. And this destroyer on the Happy side will live, will be healed with coil, and this one will be healed with coil. And nothing really bad happened for both sides, although a few ghouls died. So that's something. That's something for 120. 120 can establish his expo very easily, because there is likely just one level 1 Murloc, so a random ghoul will deal with it. And Happy needs to creep his expo, one thing goes down, but it's turned into mana, so it doesn't give any experience to anyone. That's risky creeping, and it will cost a few units, but in the meanwhile, 120 is able to kill this golem to get this item. This item is not useless. It's just a belt of giant strength, but belt of giant strength is not bad. Happy should not be that aggressive right now. There are quite a few spots on the map. He was creep-jacked in the stupidest way possible, so why is he trading right now? I don't know. What's the point? He doesn't have an expansion going up. He doesn't have anything. Yeah, that's exactly what 120 is right now checking. Because he knows that Happy is being aggressive, that Happy is constantly fighting, Happy is trying to have a constant contact with his army. So he's suspicious. Is his enemy making an expansion right now? No, not really. And Happy is trying to get the biggest spot on the map. 120 should just kill this spot and try to interfere, because this golem will not fall instantly, as well as these Tide Hunters. So, what about the upgrades? Happy got 0-0 on his fins, he got Ghoul Frenzy, he still got no fins whatsoever, so killing destroyers is very, very optional on his side. And 120 got one creature attack, he's making creature defense, he's making a temple. That's a bad position for Death Knight, but the large healing potion from earlier saves him, and Hero has to evacuate. He's not in a good position, he's fighting on an enemy creep. And Happy got himself quite a good item. One destroyer on Ira's side dies, the two destroyers should die on Happy's side. Yes, but at the same time, at least one, maybe two Fiends died. Happy lost more in the end, Happy lost more, but he got himself an aura, so if he'll be able to survive, but will he? That's the question, because Fiend Focus and Nova, and this Fiend lives! This Fiend lives! That was a key Fiend in this game. I mean, and I'm not joking. Just not losing this Fiend was so painful for Happy. I mean, Ira not losing this Fiend was so painful for Happy, and Death Knight is low again, and Ira is focusing Death Knight, and ghouls are not doing their job, and Happy lives. Okay, he was ahead. He was ahead for quite a while, but then he was creepjacked on Murlocs. He decided to get away. He didn't fight for these Murlocs. Oh, for hell's sake, what was that? You've got a new letter on your mail, and it's some bullshit. Always the spam. The spam on Twitch. The spam in mail. The spam everywhere. The spam dominates me completely. So it's 2-0 in 120 against Happy matchup, and the third map is Concealed Hill. So it should be either decider or Happy should win on this map if he wants to continue this series, if he wants to have any chance. So Death Knight by 120 again, and again Leech by Happy, and 120 is making Graveyard again, and Leech is making, yes. I mean, Leech is not even in production yet. Maybe he is commanding from the altar. Oh, let's make ghouls! I like ghouls! I'm very, very fond of ghouls. I raised them in numerous amounts myself from peasants when I was just named Celt to that. Although this one is likely some different sort of leech. And again, Death Knight with boobs. No, sorry, boobs do not work on you, dude. You're one of the few heroes where boobs do not work, do not do their job. So, anyway, 120 decides to be aggressive because he goes for Fins. There are not that many creep camps that can be crept on Concealed Hill, although there are two nice juicy green spots in the middle. But he just wants to be aggressive, he wants to interfere, he will not achieve absolutely anything, absolutely nothing. He will achieve absolutely nothing, he will not achieve absolutely anything. And Happy meanwhile will creep his Lich to 2. And afterwards, maybe that will be an expansion. I'm still hoping that at least one of the players will establish an expansion. Happy is making a Nerubian tower for what reason? I mean, you know you're playing against Finns, so all this harass is just very, very temporary. Yet you decide to use 100 gold to save yourself from skeletons. Oh, that's nasty. I mean, no, that's not nasty. That's just unnecessary. That's very unnecessary. Okay, that's a mistake, and of course, 100 gold early on is just another ghoul for you, and another ghoul can do a lot. Yeah. 120 tries to interfere. 120 knows that he got access to two moonwells, two fountains. To be honest, these are not moonwells. He tries to make this shop uncreepable, or at least creepable only with large losses. He got quicker tier 2, he got first fins out, there should be 2 I believe at this moment. But Happy is quite dominant on this map right now, and he will be dominant at least for a little while, and he doesn't want to fight. What happened? An error occurred. Really? Please try again later. Oh, for hell's sake, what happened? An error occurred. It's a strange occurrence. You were able to catch a rare error. Let's... yeah, that's about the proper time. Everything goes wrong in this game today. In my life, on my streams today. No, everything goes wrong in your life on permanent basis, for hell's sake. And not today, you potato. Right now, Happy should be able to get himself... No, he should not be able to get himself anything, because he was attacking the green turtles with his ghouls, and he got himself a good chunk of experience from this green camp, because he knows not only these green turtles give him experience an item, potentially, But also, they of course prevent 120 from getting anything out of them. And Happy right now is dominant on this map. He should win on this map. It was too much harass leading to nothing on 120 side. Happy gets every single creep from this creep camp. 120 got 1.2 level Death Knight, and Lich is level 3, and Lich will soon get unlimited mana, and Lich will be absolutely unstoppable. I mean, he should not let 120 breathe. He should not creep up his Death Knight. He should just be in constant contact right now. That's a good moment to stand next to your opponent's base and hope that your opponent will make such a foolish decision as getting out of this base. And right now, of course, this shop is completely uncreepable because Inner Fire and Bloodlust is a no-full combination to creep. This ogre will beat the crap out of absolutely everyone. Yeah, Happy is just harassing. Okay, he decided not to harass with his whole army, he decided to do it with just Lich, because Lich is level 3, and he can afford it. I'm not certain that it's a proper decision, but okay, that's an acceptable decision at least. And he still tries to creep up his Death Knight to level 2, which he will of course do. But at the same time, Death Knight will finally be level 2 on 120th side, because right now shop should be creepable. Yes? No? Oh, he decides to go for what? What exactly do you want to achieve, my friend, by running around the map like that? Do you want to go for the golem for your laboratory? That's fine, that should be fine, but that's not exactly what you want to do. Oh, he decides to go for the mid camp. That's ambitious. That's very, very ambitious by 120, and I doubt he'll achieve a lot of success. I mean, Happy was pulling this ogre, and every other creep is bloodlusted and has inner fire on him. So it's a relatively painful spot to creep, and this Lich will suffer a lot, because of course Large Ogre got chaos damage, and he doesn't give a shit that you're about the fact that you're a hero, and Happy is here already. Okay, this game should be won by Happy. Right now the difference is very, very high, and Lich is level 1, and Lich will fall, and Death Knight is still level 1, and even Death Knight is level 2 on Happy's side, and the central spot goes towards Happy, and if it's a good item, it's over. It's an aura, it's just money. He will sell this aura, he will not run on a Death Knight with 2 unholy auras. Yeah, I've got an unholy aura in case I lose an unholy aura. And right now, Happy can just trade. Happy can trade all he wants, although that was very stupid by him and very dangerous by him. But at the same time, he was able to save his Lich on the brink of death. He was able to kill Ira's Lich. No, that was not a bait. If it was a bait, that was the stupidest bait ever, because he would not be able to properly calculate the amount of HP on his Lich. And right now he's creeping under pressure, and he will be able to focus his Death Knight, and he will be able to kill at least 1, maybe 2 of this if he decides to. But he would be able to kill at least 1 or maybe 2 of these spiders. No. Please kill a Crypt Fiend. Please turn around and start hitting a Crypt Fiend with your Lich. Ghouls will certainly kill this troll, my friend. Yes, and that's exactly what he did, although about 20 seconds later, but it's fine. It's completely fine, and 120 is struggling, and I believe he himself knows that this game is solved. That, I mean, the game is not solved, that this game is over. Almost over, and he needs a miracle. He basically needs a miracle to win. Death Knight is level 3 on Happy's side. He should be more aggressive. Again, he's trying to play classic Warcraft 3. He's trying to secure his expansion. He's trying to out-creep his opponent. He achieve victories this way quite soon, but he also opens certain possibilities for his opponent. Right now, Hero is finally being able to creep his Death Knight to level 3, being able to creep his Lich to level 3, being able to creep his Dark Ranger to level 2, and that's a lot. I mean, Lich will not be level 3, Death Knight will not be level 3, but again, there will be yeah, there will be absolutely no experience on two level 1 heroes if Happy didn't even try to establish his exp. But he is playing safely. It's it's fine. It's certainly fine. It will win him quite a few games, but it may also lose him quite a few. And it certainly loses him games, some games against more daring opponents, uh, more creative opponents. Oink. Yeah. Even this skeleton, he got good micro, he constantly trains, he of course got a perfect micro, close to perfect at least. He makes wrong decisions sometimes, but his micro is awesome. And I mean that even this skeleton, he was able to move away from this gold mine, from the acolyte, so the skeleton dies to the central building fire and doesn't give any experience to anything, to anyone. And Tyr got himself rune bracers, which will help him quite a lot, but no, he is absolutely not out of the pit. No, he's right there. Very deep in the pit. Happy is making his own fins, of course, because it's a good moment to switch to fins, and you need fins to counter destroyers, you need fins to focus heroes, and he may add a few more ghouls, since he got frenzy, since he wants to play ghouls. I mean, he got what, four ghouls in his army and three ghouls in his base, and that's a good amount. Okay, he doesn't need any more ghouls, maybe two more or something like that. But at the same time, while you're producing ghouls, you do not produce fiends. Although he absolutely can afford both. Maybe even a worm. I mean, that's a good game for a worm. If you want to secure your victory as an undead in a mirror, if you're so much ahead, you can just make a boneyard and your AT will be a frostworm, and that will be such an immensely powerful unit on the field. Because even when it gets webbed and when it gets focused by fiends, it will live for a little while, letting you kill a few units in the process, and in the end you'll just dark ritual it, and it will all be fine. There is absolutely no reason to comment, to cast, to say anything about this fight, because it should be a disaster for 120. And he is able to deal some damage to Happy's Lich, but his Death Knight goes down, and that's over. So, it's 2-1. He still believes in his Death Knight. He completely believes in his Death Knight, and Happy goes for Crypt Lord. Yes, that's a quick expa. Mm, and that's a reasonable decision. Because if 120 goes for Fins again, Fins do not get critical mass very early. Fins are not amazing against Crypt Lord. And Fins in general are not that amazing when you getting pressured by a ton of beetles. And not your full-sized beetles, not your fins, but a ton of tiny, ugly pests. And right now, Ira should think about making moguls. A lot moguls because he knows that he is against quick expansion, and he should absolutely react to it. Not to anything else, but to the fact that he is against quick expa. On Happy's side. Do it. Yes, 120 will produce Maguls. I believe it should not be Finns. He got 4 already, he will make more, and he's making tier 2, but that's completely fine, of course. Yeah, just ghouls. Okay, he switched from Finns, he knows what's going on, so he got certain chances in this game. Although his Death Knight may be surrounded, but his ghouls are here. His ghouls are killing the ziggurat. Uh, Large golem, oh god, golem. Large kobold is still there, and these kobolds are beasts. These kobolds are absolute beasts. So you don't want to mess with these kobolds. Happy is losing his acolyte. Happy is losing a few ghouls. I mean, 120 should also lose a few ghouls, but no, he didn't lose a single one. Happy lost a ghoul, an acolyte, likely a few beetles, but who counts beetles? Nobody counts the beetles, nobody cares about the beetles. As well as nobody cares about the skeletons on 120 side, of course. But in general, it should be in his favor. This trade should be in his favor, maybe not by much, but by at least a little bit. And yeah, this kobold didn't have a chance to rest. He has to fight. It's his destiny. He hates these green buildings on his land. And finally, Happy is able to land a proper bash, and Ira has to evacuate, and finally, Happy will be able to establish an expansion and kill this golem and get the item, and 120 lost just a single ghoul. Happy didn't lose way more than that, but at the same time, his tier 2 didn't even start. 120 got his tier 2. Almost ready, so he'll have Leech, he'll have additional units. He doesn't want to heal up this ghoul, because the ghoul will heal up naturally. Yeah, and Happy saves this beetle because beetles are precious. Yeah, you don't want to give this 20. No, it's not even 20. It's almost as a skeleton. Is it 14? Maybe it's also 12 experience to an enemy. So, Crypt Lord is 2.9. Of course, he's ahead in experience. He's significantly ahead in experience, but that's expected. That was perfectly expected. And at the same time, 120 is almost level 2. Yes, he's finally level 2. He got himself an aura. His beetles. Oh, he goes for Dark Ranger as the second hero. That's not bad. That's a good choice. Dark Ranger as a second hero and constant attacks on Happy Sexpa. That's a reasonable choice. That's perfectly reasonable choice. I approve this choice. I completely approve it. The problem is that it may not work for him. There may be certain repercussions if he doesn't, if he's not aggressive enough, if he loses too many units. Because Dark Ranger as your second hero and no Leech for a while is basically a way to nowhere. And eventually you should lose. But if you get what you want, if you get everything you want, hell, you'll be powerful and strong, and you'll be able to shut down Happy completely. Or you may just lose your Dark Ranger because she gets surrounded and everything is focusing Crypt Lord, but at the same time, it of course doesn't solve the problem that your Dark Ranger got right now. No, you can give her a TP, kill 2 fiends, deal certain damage to Crypt Lord. That's two ghouls. That's acceptable, that's acceptable, but at the same time, there is a problem. The problem is that Happy is having an expo. That Happy is getting ahead with each passing minute. Yes, his tier 2 is not ready yet. And 120 should use this time for his benefit. That's Crypt Lord in trouble, not in too much trouble, but still. He uses a TP and That's a TP for a TP, basically. That was not the most successful attack by 120 because it's just 300 gold. Yes, it's 300 gold. It's a minute of expansion, half a minute of expansion working, but still, it's just gold. Happy will have a lot of it quite soon. And his tier 2 is ready, and this Fin should move away further, even further. Yes, these lightning shields on Fins are quite large in circumference. Potion of Rejuvenation is awesome. Potion of Rejuvenation is of course awesome. Happy wants himself an assassin. He will get himself an assassin, I believe. Do you? Will you? 120 scouts properly, but he will not be able to do anything about what's going on. Happy is level 4 already. He got himself a large invul potion. He got quite a good items on Crypt Lord. Not just quite a few good items. These are absolutely amazing items. And not quite a few of them, but a ton of them. Every single item on him is very useful for a Crypt Lord. At the same time, 120 was able to get a large healing potion on his Death Knight. That's also awesome. That's a real Crypt Lord, by the way. You should move your Dark Ranger. Thank you. Everything is fighting against the Crypt Lord. At some point, I believe Happy should just switch to Spiked Carapace in this situation. Just get rid of his beetles. Maybe closer to level 6, maybe whenever Destroyers will be out. Just get rid of your beetles, switch to Spiked Carapace, and feel absolutely no pain from all these fins, from everything, because you will basically counter the orb completely, and even more. Of course, you will not reflect any significant damage, but it still counts. Happy got Spirit Tower, and the second Spirit Tower on his expansion. He absolutely predicts this attack. Of course, this attack is predictable, because what else can 120 do? Creep until he is faced with 80-foot undead army and dies? No. He needs to be aggressive, he needs to do something, especially with Dark Ranger. This shop will go down. That's a terrible position, by the way, because that's exactly what is gonna happen. And this Fint is in trouble. And for some reason, 120 decides to save the Lich, who was not really in any danger, and Fint dies. Yes, there is a green spot on the ground, and that's a dead Fint. And Happy will just buy more mana potions. Happy should just buy another mana potion, eat it, and use another Impale. Impales level 2 are quite powerful. Another Impale and mana potion. You've lost your shop, but you've got one on your main base. Yeah, Death Knight is coming with his mana potions. Give mana to Finn, give mana to your Crypt Lord. He wants to save every single ghoul, and he is able to save every single ghoul. Yes, he lost the shop, and he doesn't really give a shit about this shop. It's his second Tomb of Relics. I believe he has one in the main base, because he always has one in the main base. And at the same time, 120 lost the Destroyer and the Fiend. So that's a disaster for him. It should be 2-2. It should absolutely be 2-2 already. If only this Dark Ranger was not surrounded in the middle. Yes, in the end it was a relatively fair trade, but when you're playing, when you've got tech advantage, when you're playing against Crypt Lord with fast expansion, you don't want fair trades. You don't want to trade your TP for 2 ghouls. You want to dominate your enemy on the field. You want to do a lot more. And right now his Death Knight is in trouble, and Death Knight will die, and Happy for some reason attacks a different unit, but Death Knight still dies. And it should be 2-2, yes, it should be 2-2 without Without any doubt. And I don't want to watch game number 5. I want to end this series on a cliffhanger. I know that game number 5 may be entertaining, but... it should be 2-2. Yeah, that's exactly what I will do. Okay, that's over for today. I'll come back later and stream in Russian, and if you want to watch the game number 5, you're very, very freaking welcome to do it yourself. Stop streaming.